Hey everybody, I'm Mama Baird and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you what I received from my local food pantry. This is for my family of 5. We like to go once a week. It really helps benefit my family because it helps us stretch our dollar. Now we're a working family, but we're just trying to make ends meet and it's really hard with the current cost of living. And so going to our local food bank helps us receive food that isn't quite up to par to be handed out in the grocery store, but is still good. So by our family accepting a lower quality of food, it helps us extend our budget for things that are a necessity, like toilet paper, school supplies, all kinds of things that come at a cost as well that you're not going to be able to find at your local food bank and you have to pay for. So by being able to accept lower quality food, it helps us extend our budget to afford the necessities that we also need. Going to the food bank is not just for the homeless or the destitute, it's for the working poor too. So if you or someone you know is struggling and are working and are considering going to the local food bank, please give it a shot. That is what it is there for everybody in the community. So I'm going to show you what I got this week at my local food pantry. Before we get too far in the video, please make sure to give me a like, subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. Every like, comment, share really helps support me and my family. Thank you so much. Another thing we're going to be doing in the video today, we are going to be reviewing these toucan cutting boards. Now, why I say boards is because it has individual colors here. Like this is for veggies that you put here to exchange out for chopping, so it makes it easy. It has easy storage here. Make sure you stay tuned because after I show you what I got, we're going to be giving this cutting board a try. And if you're wondering, this is a wig. I have a subscriber, Mama Karen, likes to send me wigs that she gets for $1, and I was like, you know what, let's have some fun with them. So if you like this one, I'm thinking of naming them, so let me know what you think I should name this particular one. I'm thinking share. In the comments below, let me know what you think. So I'm going to start off with the bread. So for my size family, we got 2 loaves of bread. So I picked potato bread. Those are our favorites. And then they had an extra bin where they had lots of extra bread that you could take whatever you'd like. So I got 2 packs of these sandwich wheat thins. A thing of sourdough English muffins. These are so good. And then they had so many bagels. So I got 2 things of plain bagels because I'm thinking I can turn these maybe into mini pizzas. I got everything here too. So I'm thinking if I add the sauce and cheese and freeze them, I can make like little mini pizzas, you know, with bagels. I think that would be fun to do. And then I got a blueberry for us to eat. So that's something I'm probably going to do at a later time with those bagels. That's all the bread that I got. And then for the pantry section, I got 1 can of peas and carrots and then 1 can of golden white corn. I got 2 things of Premier Protein shakes. These are good for a quick breakfast because I don't really eat breakfast. So drinking a breakfast is kind of nice. And then 1 little salsas here. Sparkling peach vibe. And then I grabbed 1 thing of pasta sauce. This has really good ingredients as well. Product of Italy. And you can reuse this jar for water bathing. So I grabbed that. And then they had this sweet chili sauce. I've seen this before. It's very sweet, 20 grams, 19 grams of sugar for 2 tablespoons. But what are some things that you guys would use this for? I'm definitely looking for ideas on what I can make with this whole jar. So let me know. And then they had a bunch of dishwashing detergent available, so every family got 1. This is very nice. It comes in handy. I just had to buy some at Costco recently. Another thing, they don't usually have dish detergent at the food bank, so I have to buy it at Costco, a bulk store that saves my family money. But now that they have this, that's 1 less thing that I have to buy, and now instead I can buy a laundry detergent. See what I'm saying? And then they had basics. They had 1 bag of flour, 1 bag of sugar for each family, as well as a bag of pinto beans. Then for the dairy, grabbed 1 thing of cheese. This is 8 2-ounce balls of mozzarella. I thought this would be good on the mini pizzas as well. Maybe we can chop this up. And then grabbed 3 things of Go-Gurts. I got 3 kids, so 1 for each kid. And then they had a bunch of different granola bars and stuff loose out, so I grabbed 3 as well, 1 for each kid, and we'll add this to their snack bins. The kids will probably eat this when they get home today, honestly. And then each family was allowed 2 half gallons of 1% milk. And then they had tons of chips. This was as limited, take as much as you can. Sweet and spicy chili pepper. Have you guys tried this? The dragon sweet chili, which is what we just got with sweet chili sauce. That's kind of funny. So we're going to open one of these and we'll have all the kids give this a try. Conrad actually doesn't mind the spicy, but the other one's not so much. And it must have been a chip week. They hardly ever have chips, but this week they had lots of chips. Each family was allowed to pick 10 bags of these little kinds of chips. So I got a few Doritos, only one Cheetos. The kids are going to fight over that. Fritos. So I was thinking maybe I could try like the walking tacos. Some have Fritos, Doritos. There's a Cool Ranch. I don't know, have you guys ever had the walking tacos? It's like you pour taco meat into the bag of chips. I've never tried that before. This would be a good opportunity. And then for the produce, you are allowed 1 full bag of produce. So I got half a bag here of some lemons, a couple of tomatoes. They had bell peppers there, and then also some beautiful jalapenos. So I grabbed half a bag of that. And then I also grabbed, this has some green beans in it. So I grabbed a bag of green beans here, 2 pounds. So that kind of made up my 1 bag. And then they had an extra bin of produce where you could either pick, they had like sandwiches, deli-made sandwiches, or you could get a bag of this coleslaw mix. So I just got that. I don't know if it's coleslaw mix, but it looks like it has cilantro, cabbage, radish, carrots. So this, instantly what I thought of when I saw this was egg roll in a bowl. So this would be good for that. I just now noticed the herbs in it. I didn't notice that before. I bet that's cilantro. Oh, this is gonna be really good. I'm excited. So I might just cook this up with some hamburger, put it over some rice, make like a soy sauce kind of sauce. I think that'll be really good for that bag. And then they had a bunch of diced tomatoes that a lot of people weren't taking. They were pre-diced tomatoes here. I think I'm going to maybe make some salsa because I have diced tomatoes, and then I have green peppers, and I have jalapeno peppers, and then I already have garlic. So I think I'm gonna make a quick salsa, and we're gonna can it up. So that's one thing about going to the food bank, is if you get an abundance of food, like most people wouldn't take this because they don't know what to do with it, and it's gonna go bad. So if you teach yourself how to water bath, you can make something tasty with this homemade and save it. So not only does it save this from going bad and going in the trash, but it gives you your own food that you then put on your shelf that you no longer have to buy at the store. I mean, learning how to preserve food is like a superpower. You take something that normally would go bad, and then you save it and you put it on your shelf. So that's my plan for that. But that's all that I got on my haul this week. They didn't have any meats, which is okay. I got a lot of great pantry stuff. I got some really good produce. These cheese balls are exciting. I'm going to be able to make a lot of great things with what I got from my food bank. I'm super excited and super grateful for it. Going to the food bank really helps my family survive, and I'm so thankful for it. All right, so I'm going to get all this stuff put up, and then we will break out our new cutting boards, and we'll start chopping up some peppers and get our salsa cooking. All right, so don't you click that mouse. I'll be right back. All right, everybody, I am ready to go. I just wanted to show you the lineup of the different colors and what each one means. So purple's bread, chicken, fruit, fish, veggies, and then proteins, beef. But I'm sure you can interchange however you'd like. Let's go ahead and do the veggies. And the rest just slide in there. Let's see. And then just slides right in there. Then you got your board there. So the first thing I'm going to do is open this. I want to see how many cups of tomatoes are we working with here. So about 8 cups worth of tomatoes. Perfect. All right, next we're going to dice about 2.5 cups worth of peppers here. I'm going to do green peppers. There's different ways that you can cut open a pepper. You can go around it and kind of like cut around the seeds and the membrane and get all that cut at one time. And then that's all just left over. Cut it into strips. It's nice that you don't have to add a towel or anything under this cutting board. It's staying nice and still as I chop. Another way to cut the peppers, you can just cut it in half and then take this out. And then you can just pull these out if you want. I mean, leaving them in doesn't really cause any trouble either. This just rips right out. And this is going to cook as well. If you're worried about everything being the same size, you can always send it through a dicer. You can put it in a food processor, or you can take your time dicing it smaller, you know. However you like it. I figure if this is gonna cook, it'll be fine. There you go. All right, now I should be able to pick this up. Oh, that's nice. Okay, that's about exactly right. So 2 bell peppers. And then jalapenos. These are beautiful. Let's do 3. So I'm gonna cut these in half. Okay, now you can leave the seeds in and stuff if you like it super spicy. It seems like the jalapenos aren't as spicy as they used to be. Does anybody else feel that way? Like I made some jalapeno poppers the other day and I'm like, man, these are not that spicy. Another good way to get this out is just to use a spoon and kind of scrape. Just make sure that juice doesn't pop you in the eye. All right, now we're gonna small dice these. I do suggest wearing gloves if you're sensitive to it. I do not seem to be sensitive to jalapeno, but I might regret that later, so proceed with caution. Don't try this at home. I'm gonna go way smaller though than the bell peppers. Kind of do a smaller dice. Now these again are gonna cook down, but you don't want as big bite of jalapeno as you would a bell pepper. All right, these are done. Add those to the peppers. I'm gonna try and dice these onions pretty small. All right, there's our onion. And then I have freeze-dried minced garlic we're going to use. I have my big stock pot here. Let's do our tomatoes, peppers, onions. All right, and then we'll do a couple of cloves worth of garlic. All right, to our pot, we're going to add 1 cup of distilled vinegar, just white vinegar. I'm also going to add 12 ounces of tomato paste, which is 2 of these little jars, which is good because I got them in my pantry. I need to get used up. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always looking for more ways to use tomato paste. I know you can just add water to it and make it tomato sauce, but looking for some other ways. What do you use tomato paste for? I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of canning salt. Get this stirred up, and then we're going to put this over on the stove and let this cook for 30 minutes. It'll cook all this down, make it into a nice sauce. We'll give it a taste, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, our salsa is done. We cooked this for about 30 minutes. I did add about a cup of water because I feel like it was a little too thick. Let's give it a try. Oh, that's really good. And it's super crunchy. Like the peppers still have crunch to them. It's chunky, like restaurant style, or I really like that tomato paste. I really like using that. All right, so now over here, I have some jars. You are gonna need these water bath tongs. Canning tongs work fantastic. So I just had these boiling in the water I'm going to use to process this salsa. This just makes sure that the jars are nice and clean and sterilized. You don't want any kind of germs or anything, so it's worth taking the extra effort. to sanitize your jars. You can also run them through the dishwasher. I just had these boiling while this came up to temperature and while my salsa was working, so it was no big deal to just throw them in here. All right, so we're gonna bring this back up to a boil, and now we're gonna fill up our jars. Up to the rim right here. All right, now we're going to debubble, which means we're going to take something, preferably plastic, and move everything around in here. This makes sure it gets all of the air escaped out of there. You don't want any air bubbles or anything in there. Now this is a little higher than the 1-inch mark, which I think that'll be okay. I didn't have enough for anything past these 4 pints, which is good. I mean, that just puts into perspective how much you can save stuff, like 8 cups of tomatoes, 2 peppers, an onion, and some jalapenos, and I got 4 pints of homemade salsa here to put on my shelf. All right, next step, I have some distilled vinegar here. This is the same vinegar we put in here to cook with. You're going to go around the edges. You want to make sure that it's nice and clean. That's what makes a good seal, is a nice clean rim. And then for the pickle jars, you're just going to twist all the way tight. And then a canning jar plus a ring, fingertip tight for the canning jar. So you can reuse these. I've had great success with this, but if you're not comfortable, just use a canning jar with a canning lid. All right, we're gonna put this back in the canner. We need enough water to cover the tops of them by at least 1 inch. So I want a little more water in there. Let me go get some more water. All right, just a little bit more to make sure. There we go. And now we're going to wait till this comes to a rolling boil, and we're going to process this for 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set a 5-minute timer for me to come back and check on this. You can use any pot for this. I'm just using my pressure canner as a water bather. I'm going to put the lid on there to help it steam and boil, and then I'll bring it back. This has been sitting for 5 minutes, so we're going to take it out, and then we're not going to touch these until the morning. But that's all there is to making your own salsa and putting it on your shelf. And just like that, we have some home canned salsa from food that normally would have gone to waste. And don't forget to check out this incredible bamboo cutting board for yourself. I like that it comes with 6 interchangeable boards, all for the different varieties of food that you are going to be prepping. It is currently on sale, and with my discount, you can get this amazing cutting board for only $31.99 for you or for the chef in your life. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time on Mama Bears.